Now air pollution inside homes. So inside home also the air is getting polluted. We thought we are safe inside the house, isn't it? Indoors we are safe, only outside vehicles are there, so dirty air will be. No, inside our homes also air is getting polluted. Let's see how it is. Okay children? So air pollution inside homes. Air pollution is there inside our homes also. So let's see how the air is getting polluted when we are at home. Okay, how we spend a large part of our lives at home, and it does not often cross our mind that the air we are breathing may be polluted, isn't it? We spend a lot of time in our home, isn't it? But never that thought comes to our mind, that we never thought about that the air in the home is getting polluted, or there is polluted air, dirty air in home. How it is happening? The air, we never think that the breathing air is polluted, isn't it? Pollution inside homes is called indoor air pollution. Inside the home, if the air is polluted, that polluted air is called indoor air pollution. Inside the home, indoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution. Indoor air pollution is usually very low, but a lot of things can increase it. Actually it is very low. Don't get fear that at home we are not safe, the air we breathe is polluted. No, it is very low only, but pollution is there inside the home. Air is getting polluted. Fresh paint is a cause of indoor air pollution. Fresh paint, when we paint our new house, that smell you experience, children, the smell of that paint, actually that fresh paint is making the air polluted. So when we breathe it, it is harmful to, it is not good to our body. That air is not good. So, and also the burning of fuels. For cooking we burn fuel, and we heat things in ovens, stoves and all. We use gas stove to heat, to cook. So these things cause a small pollution to the air, or because of these things, usage of these things makes the air inside the home gets polluted. Okay, this is the way how the air gets polluted inside our homes, isn't it? Okay, so fresh paint, one of the cause, and also the burning of fuel such as coal for making food, and using of gas and stove, ovens, heaters, all makes the air inside the home gets polluted. Now composition of air. What all gases are present in air? In air, what all things are there? At how much quantity of air gases are present in air? Okay, let's see. The air in our atmosphere is composed of molecules of different gases. Air in the atmosphere, there are air is a mixture of gases, we say. Different gases are there. The most common gases are nitrogen. Main gases present in the air is nitrogen, and quantity is how much? 78% of nitrogen gas is there in the air. Then oxygen. Then comes oxygen, our main gas, important gas, which is about 21%, which supports life. Without oxygen we die, isn't it? Next, argon. Argon is another gas present in the atmosphere, or present in the air, and it is only 1%. Okay, so the main gas present in the atmosphere or in the air is nitrogen, 78%. Oxygen level is 21%, and argon present in the air is 1%. Other molecules are present in the atmosphere as well, but in very small quantity. There are some other gases also present in the air, but in very small quantities. Main gases that are present in the air are nitrogen, 78%, then oxygen 21%, argon 1%. Now, a small amount of nitrogen is removed by living organisms. Okay, so now about nitrogen we are telling. this nitrogen, what is happening? Small amount is removed by living organism. How rain and snow also wash nitrogen out of the atmosphere. When rain comes, when snow is there, they wash out what? Nitrogen from the atmosphere. The amount of nitrogen being added to the atmosphere and the amount being removed are perfectly balanced. So even if the nitrogen is removed by rain and snow, again is nitrogen is getting adding to the atmosphere. So both it is getting balancing. Okay, ensuring that total amount remains constant, even though rain and snow washes away living organisms, takes nitrogen, then also how much nitrogen is using up or going away is equal to the nitrogen is adding into the atmosphere. The level is getting balanced, we say. The amount, however, it will be 78% of nitrogen gas we can see in the air. Then oxygen is added to our atmosphere by plants as they utilize photosynthesis to convert sunlight into energy. Okay, plants make food using a process called photosynthesis, isn't it? Photosynthesis is the process by which plants make the food. Plants make the food using photosynthesis. In this process they use oxygen, carbon dioxide, sunlight, water and all. Okay, they want all these gases to prepare food, and process is called photosynthesis. And what is happening actually? Yes, they use carbon dioxide also for making food, and they release oxygen to the atmosphere, and this oxygen is used up by animals. Okay, so oxygen is added to the atmosphere by plants. They take carbon dioxide and they give off oxygen. This oxygen is later it is used by animals and other life forms. We also use oxygen. Oxygen is most important of the gases in the atmosphere in relation to animal life. It is the main gas in the atmosphere because human beings or living organisms need oxygen to survive. The oxygen supports life. We need oxygen to breathe. We need oxygen to live in the earth. Okay, so composition of air. The main gases which are present in the air are nitrogen, oxygen, argon. So nitrogen is present in how much quantity? 78% of nitrogen gas is present in the air. The quantity is 78. What about oxygen? The quantity is 21%. 21% of oxygen is present in the air, and argon is only 1%. And there are other gases which are present in very small quantities or very small concentration. Other gases are also there in the air. So, but main gases are this: nitrogen, oxygen, and argon. But nitrogen, actually it is used by plants also, in the form of fertilizer they use, like to improve the quality of soil we add fertilizer. In the fertilizer nitrogen is there actually, so plants used up nitrogen in that way, and some times rain and snow they washed away this nitrogen, but how much nitrogen is added to the atmosphere and the nitrogen which is going from the atmosphere, both it get balanced, we say. Okay, then about oxygen. Oxygen is the main gas for the living beings. We all need oxygen to live. So plants prepare food using air, sunlight, water and carbon dioxide. They also need oxygen. So what is happening? They are making food. That process is called photosynthesis. During this time they give out oxygen. This oxygen later used up by animals, and we also use oxygen to live. So oxygen is very important for all of us, those who are living in the earth, or for all the living organism in the earth. Oxygen is very, very essential. Children, so we are learning about air around us. So the air around us means we breathe fresh air always, but air around us is always not fresh, isn't it? We happens to breathe dirty air also, like our air is getting polluted because of some gases from vehicles and from factories, which makes the air polluted or impure, we say. If we happens to breathe that air, we get ill or we becomes ill, we get health problems. So we came to know which are the gases released to the atmosphere, to the air, that makes the air polluted, like gases like carbon monoxide. It comes to the atmosphere from vehicles and like cars, isn't it? Car and some factories also release this gas, and also nitrogen oxide. It causes acid rain. It is a kind of air pollution. Then we came to know about hydrocarbons, hydrogen and carbon. It is in the petroleum, and when we cook things, when we cook food at home also, cooking or heating time, this air is getting polluted. And we learned about particulates. Some small particles like dust, soot, fumes are present in the atmosphere, air. These are caused by vehicles, factories, and smoke, and from homes when we burn or when we heat food and all. What is happening? This kind of gases are releasing to the atmosphere, which makes the air polluted. Then we saw the experiment to prove the presence of water, isn't it? Then we learned about how air is getting polluted inside our homes. And example, we saw fresh paint that is causing pollution. It is pollution of air. Air is getting polluted because of fresh air, isn't it? And even when we use coal, burning of coal, we use coal for cooking, isn't it? When we heat substance in oven and all, air in the home, air is getting polluted. And we saw the composition of air also. In air, there are different types of gases are there, and main gases are nitrogen, oxygen. And nitrogen, it is used by plants, and oxygen is the main gas for the all living organism in the earth. We all need oxygen to live. Oxygen gives supports for our life, isn't it? Yes. Then we are going to learn about the importance of air. Okay, importance of air. Importance of air can be seen from the fact that it is prime cause of our life on our planet Earth. Without air, unlike on other planets in our solar system, life is not possible on the Earth. Life is not possible without air, isn't it? If we need to live on the earth, we need air. Hence, air is a natural virtue on earth which sustains life. So, it is the main support or the strength to live on the earth. Air is a non-visible form of matter. We won't be able to see air. We can't see air. We only feel it, which is free flowing. It is flowing here and there. We are not able to see. And in gaseous state, gas form, isn't it? It comprises many gases, of which nitrogen, oxygen form a major portion. Main gases are nitrogen and oxygen. These are the main gases present in the air. Without air, we can't live. It is not possible to see air, but it is present in the around us. It is flowing or in the gaseous form. Gaseous form is like nitrogen, oxygen. Then, besides, it also has stable gases like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. Not only nitrogen, oxygen, some other gases are also present in the air, like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, but in small quantities. Air is naturally clear and suitable for human and animal survival, but due to industrialization and other air pollution causes, the air is not safe to breathe in major cities. So what is happening in cities? because of air pollution, air is getting dirty. We are not able to breathe fresh air, and the people are getting diseases or health problems. That is the main problems happening in major big cities. Vehicles are there more in cities. Everywhere we can see different kinds of vehicles like cars, buses, trucks, bikes, etc. Full rush it will be. So when more vehicles, more gas comes out from these vehicles. Polluted air, we say, polluted gas comes out like carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, which pollute the air, and the air becomes dirty, and people living in cities, they breathe this air instead of fresh air. So this dirty air makes the air impure, and when people and children all happens to breathe this air, they get problems like asthma problem, headache, vomiting, this kind of health problems. Even this air pollution causes irritation to eyes also. So there are many health problems the people in the cities are facing because the air is getting polluted there. And industrialization, we say, many large amount, means a number of industries, factories are located there in cities. If they are away from the city, then okay, but we can see number of factories, industries which are making many chemicals and all, and these factories also produce smoke, black smoke it comes to the air, it gets mixed up with the air and makes the air polluted. So these are the problems that people in the cities are facing. Okay. Air is essential for organism to live. For all living organism, air is very important. Organisms do not produce energy in the absence of air. We won't able to produce energy. If air is not there, it is difficult to produce energy. So organism can't live. We won't able to live without air. Without air, we won't able to produce energy. From the food we eat, we get energy. After this food goes inside our body, the digested food is used up by the blood, and it in the form of blood carries oxygen, air, to different parts of the body, which from in turn we get the energy. So for the organism to live, we need air. Without air, life is not possible on the earth. Now, uses of air. Uses of air. Living things use air in many different ways. Which are the ways by which living things use air? Animals need air to breathe, isn't it? They also need air to breathe. Plants need air to make their own food, called photosynthesis. They need oxygen. They need air to make food. Birds use air to fly. Humans can generate electricity using air. Using air, human beings generate electricity. We inflate balloons and tires using air. We inflate balloons, isn't it? We fill air into the balloon. We fill air to the tire, isn't it? We can breathe underwater using tanks of compressed air. You know, people, those who go deep in the sea, diving into the sea, those who do diving and all, they carry this oxygen cylinders there. There we won't get oxygen, so they carry oxygen in that. That is air they are carrying to breathe. So we can breathe underwater using tanks of compressed air. Now, what are the properties of oxygen and carbon dioxide? Oxygen and carbon dioxide are two most important gases in the air. Oxygen is very much important to our life. We need oxygen to live, and carbon dioxide is very important for plants. They use carbon dioxide and they release oxygen. They need carbon dioxide for making food. Yes, students, so uses of air. How living things use air? They use air in many different ways. Animals need air to breathe. Human beings need air to breathe. Birds need air to fly. Plants need air to make the food. Then we can inflate balloons and tires. For that we need air. Then humans can generate electricity using air. Then we can breathe underwater if we take the air in tanks or in cylinders to breathe. Okay, so these are the uses of air. Some properties of oxygen and carbon dioxide. These two gases are very important gases in the air. Properties of oxygen. Oxygen is colorless. There is no color for air, or we say for oxygen there is no color. Odorless. No taste. We found no taste, no color. Okay, no smell. Okay, then slightly soluble in water. It is soluble in water, we say. Then not soluble in sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, actually it is a white solid, we say, and we use this sodium hydroxide for making soap and paper, you know, like in cleaning agents. It's actually for cleaning powder and all, the sodium hydroxide is there. It is a white colored substance we used for cleaning powder and all. In cleaning powder we use this, and for making soap also we use this actually. So oxygen is not soluble in this, we say. No effect on damp litmus paper. Litmus paper is like a filter paper, children. So there is no effect of oxygen on this papers. The litmus paper, it changes its color when we dip in something, and when we dip it in the solution, it will change its color. But oxygen has no effect on this paper. About these things you will learn in detail when you go to higher classes. Okay. No effect on lime water. Oxygen has no effect on lime water. Then relights a glowing splinter. Splinter, you know, a small or a thin piece of wood, a piece of glass, a piece of wood, we say. So relights a glowing splinter. It gets relight. If oxygen is there, it starts lightening. Yes. No effect on hydrogen carbonate solution. Then support combustion. Oxygen support combustion. When it combines with oxygen, what happens? Yes, it releases energy, we say. It releases energy. Then neutral. Sometimes the reaction of oxygen, sometimes we can say nothing, no reaction, we say neutral. So these are some properties of oxygen. Most of the properties you have to learn in practically, children, when you go to higher classes. Okay, just think that oxygen gas is colorless, odorless, and it is sometimes neutral, and it support combustion, means it is needed for burning, we say. Oxygen is always needed for burning. Okay, and that means it releases energy, we can say. It releases energy. When a substance reacts with it, it produces heat and light. That is the meaning of support combustion. Forms a flame. So oxygen is needed for burning, we say. These are the properties of oxygen. So it's time to recall. Plants and animals need clean air. Isn't it? Plants, animals, everyone, we need clean air. Dirty air is called polluted air. The oxygen is carried in the blood, all around the body. All around the body, oxygen is carried in the blood. Carbon monoxide is a gas that pollutes the air. It is a gas that is released from vehicles. Then sulfur dioxide has no color. Then pollution inside homes is called indoor air pollution. So these are the main points that we learned in the lesson. So today we learned about air around us. So we all need fresh air to breathe, but air around us is not always fresh. It becomes dirty because of air pollution, because of the some activities of human beings, or because of the vehicles, because of the gases from factories. Everything makes the air dirty, so it gets polluted. So if we happens to breathe this air, we get diseases, or we get ill, or we becomes ill. So we learned about the gases, bad gases in the air, how it is coming to the air and all, isn't it? And then we learned about the importance of air. Without air, we will die. Main air is oxygen. If oxygen is not present in the air, we all die. It is very important for all the living beings in the earth. Then composition of air we learned. Oxygen, nitrogen are the main gases in the atmosphere. Then we learned about what? Uses of air we learned, isn't it? Uses of air we learned. All living beings need air to breathe. We inflate balloons and tires using air. Then plants need air to make food. Birds use the air to fly. So in many ways, living beings are using air, isn't it? So this, and sometimes inside our home also the air is getting polluted. It is called indoor air pollution because of cooking and all in stoves or heating in ovens, heaters. This all makes the air polluted. Fresh paint is also a cause of air pollution. So in our home also we are not safe sometimes because air is getting dirty, but only in small quantity, but air is getting dirty. These are the main things that we learned in this lesson, air around us. Okay children, now our lesson is completed. Now we will go to the exercise part. Okay.